The most dangerous people at work aren't those who openly show hostility towards you. They are the ones who appear to support you while quietly sabotaging your work. And if you see that little smile when they say, "I forgot," that's not a mistake. It's a deliberate strategy. Think about this. Tuesday morning, you have an important presentation. A week ago, you asked your teammate for the data. "I'll send it today," they said. The day came. No data. You send a message. "I was busy. It slipped my mind. Definitely tomorrow." Tomorrow comes. Still nothing. Presentation day, 9 a.m. Still nothing. You call in a panic. "I just realized. Sorry, I've been a bit scattered this week." And you go into the presentation incomplete. Everyone thinks you came unprepared, but that's not really the case. The person sabotaging you doesn't seem guilty at all. They just seem forgetful. Maybe you think so too, but it's not that simple. This is where the real game begins. In psychology, this is called deliberate neglect. They can't say no outright. They don't want to risk conflict. Instead, they say yes, but do nothing. When you question them, they say, "Why are you being so aggressive? I just forgot." Those who show hidden hostility at work are punished much less than those who create direct conflict. Why? Because it can't be proven. Forgetting, misunderstanding, not being able to keep up, all of these can be excused. But when done consciously, it's sabotage. And you can't prove it. These types of people don't show their anger directly. They fear conflict or think the price is too high. Now let's get to the most important question. How do you know you've fallen into this trap? Because sometimes you really are forgotten. Sometimes you really are misunderstood. Here's the critical difference. One mistake can be an accident, twice a coincidence, but 3 times in a row. That's no longer a coincidence. If someone interrupts you once in a meeting, it may be carelessness, but if they interrupt every meeting, that's a recurring behavior. If someone says, "I forgot once," it's acceptable, but if they forget at every critical moment, that's a strategic move. And the dangerous part, these people never admit their mistakes. They make it seem like a one-time forgetfulness, but when you put all the incidents together, a conscious pattern emerges. The reasons are usually these: power imbalance, hidden competition, or suppressed anger. So you're rising. They may have missed some opportunities, or they're angry at you, but can't say it openly. Now, let's move on to strategies. Because talking to these people directly doesn't work. They never admit their mistakes. But you can neutralize them. Now you'll see how to counter them. Number 1, eliminate ambiguity. Put everything in writing. Ambiguity is the greatest weapon of these sneaky people. "I think I said," "I may have misunderstood," "I'm not entirely sure," but when you eliminate ambiguities like these, you gain control and reduce their ability to manipulate you. Put everything you want in writing. For example, "As we discussed today, I expect the sales report by noon on Friday. Can you confirm this by email?" Excuses like, "I didn't see the email," or "I forgot," no longer work. Everything is written down and on record. You're not being aggressive here. You're just being clear and organized. The other person can no longer manipulate you, and believe me, this really bothers them, because now you can control every step and leave no room to escape. Clarity and order are your strongest defense, thus the game now proceeds according to your rules. Number 2, cut off the emotional reaction. The goal of these types of people is to annoy you, but they appear innocent while doing so. When you get angry, they win, because now you're the aggressive one. They're just playing the "I'm innocent" card. That's why you shouldn't react emotionally. It's okay to feel it inside, but you shouldn't show it. When they make a mistake or forget something, you can say, "I understand, it's okay. When can you send it now?" When they interrupt you, calmly say, "Can I finish? Thank you." When they make sarcastic comments, "That's an interesting perspective, I'll take note." Keep your tone flat, your facial expression neutral, and your words short and to the point. This way, you stay in control and the other person can't provoke you. Psychologically, this method is incredibly effective because the person exhibiting insidious behavior expects your emotional reaction. When they don't get a reaction, their strategy completely collapses. People who don't react emotionally are much less exposed to these types of attacks. Why? Because the game is over, the fun ends, and manipulation no longer works. Number 3, use the "I don't understand" trap. A person who behaves insidiously usually attacks through implication, and what they mean is unclear. This ambiguity is their weapon. They use it to leave you with question marks in your head and to irritate you. Here, you must remain calm and clear, showing that you don't understand, and asking for details corners them. Even if they try to escape, when you insist on clarifying the situation, they will either have to openly criticize you or back down. At this point, you are completely in control. Either way, you win, because you either clarified the situation or completely neutralized their sneaky tactic. Thus, the game now proceeds according to your rules. Number 4, create a third-party witness. People who behave insidiously are most effective in one-on-one situations. This is because there are no witnesses, and they can deny everything afterwards. The way to prevent this is simple. Have critical conversations in environments where other people are present as much as possible. If this is not possible, be sure to provide a written summary after the conversation is over. As we discussed in today's meeting, I understand that you will revise the presentation file by Monday. Is that correct? Now, it's no longer just between you and them. There is a visible commitment. When people feel they are being observed, they control their behavior more, because now, forgetting or backtracking creates a cost not only to you but also to the social environment. And manipulation loses its power under visibility. Number 5, time limit and outcome formula. People who behave insidiously particularly avoid giving clear dates. I'll take care of it soon. I'll look into it as soon as possible. They're all vague. They all leave room for escape. You will eliminate that uncertainty. You will set a clear date, a clear time, and a clear outcome. I'll wait until Thursday at 5 p.m. If it doesn't come by then, I'll move on to Plan B and complete the project with someone else. Here you've done two things. You've set a time limit and you've determined the outcome. Now there is no longer any vague expectation. You've shown that you have an alternative ready. From this point on, forgetting is no longer an excuse but a choice. And choices have consequences. This is where the real power lies. Because you are no longer the waiting party. You are the prepared party. You are not dependent. You are in control. Finally, remember this. Don't try to make peace with people who behave insidiously. Because what they want is not peace. It is superiority. They just can't openly demand it. When you say, "Let's talk," what's the problem? They usually deny the problem because their power comes from keeping the problem vague. When you make the problem visible, their control shrinks. That's why your goal should not be to make peace, but to neutralize the game. Document everything. Stay emotionally detached. Speak clearly. Create witnesses. And most importantly, refuse to play along. Next time someone says, "Oh, I forgot," remember this. Forgetting once is carelessness. Forgetting constantly is a behavior pattern. There is no obligation to accept it. It can be managed. It can be neutralized. Now, be honest. Are you still one of those who keeps quiet and bottles things up, or are you now one of those who plays by the rules? Write in the comments. If this made you realize something, subscribe and click on the video on the screen.